Well done, Majdi. Well done. Very awesome.
Integral. I've never watched it in my life. I don't know. And when I walk past the screen, it's always about fighting, but he knows the characters, he knows how to speak the language. Just from listening to it, he loves the song and he gets extremely excited about it. Zakaria, he tells Zakaria, can you please put on an integral episode, da 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 da, and all I hear from friends and family, this episodes are so long, and there's like 100 episodes in one season, and but Majdi is like he's just on another level. When it comes to we went through a period where he was mumbling a lot, but now I obviously tell him we don't speak like a baby. You need to, I can't hear what you're saying, or we will tell him, can you not speak English very well? Why are you not speaking? Why we need to hear you? If you need something, speak to us. If you need something, ask us, and we will respond to you. So he knows about COVID-19 and stuff, and then I briefed him and I said, boy, we're going to hospital. This is now the doctor, your professor. She's going to examine you. She's going to check you. She's going to communicate with you, so you need to communicate with her. So if she asks you a question, can you please respond to her? She said to me, your son's very polite, and when I ask him something and he knows, so I said, I wanted to took a bit of coaching in the car before we came. You basically gonna ask him and he's gonna respond because I'm asking him to. So there is a lot of things that, for instance, I will have to ask him to do and he refuses to do it, and then he tries to gag or something, and then I have to stop him and I have to tell him, Majdi, if you gag now, ooh, then I have to phone your dad, and then your dad's going to scowl and your dad. And a lot of people were deferring, and I said to Ahmad, at no point am I deferring. And his thing to me was, what about the kids? And they were small, and how are we going to manage? And at that point, I decided we're only going for 4 weeks, but we're going on Hajj. And I said to him, Bismillah tawakkaltu. And it was just like that. Yes, definitely, I was stressed out of my mind. My mom at the time, she said, was out of town. She's looking after my kids, and I had a calendar about what Majdi needs, his daily routine, his school, his this, his that. Made photocopies for all my siblings just in case my mom don't get to what I needed. I literally, I was like proactive in all the routines. I remember me and Ahmad going into the terminal, and I said, I hope my mommy remembers. And then he just said to me, there's absolutely no way you can. Just let it go, just let it go. And at that point, we took our SIM cards out of our phones when we got onto the plane. We said bye to them for the last time. It's just the weird how Allah just like the word tawakkul just comes in. It was 7 days in Medina, 7 days in Makkah, 7 days in Azizia, and then it was the 5 days of Hajj. And then me and Ahmad had another 2 days in Dubai as well, so we had enough time to after Hajj also to at least relax before we got back home. And I remember getting off the plane and seeing my mom and the kids. But then the Monday when I decided I was going to send him to school, I had to pack a lunchbox and a bag, and I panicked. And I was like, how? How do you pack a bag for a mom that was like really like on a daily routine, set in a routine, all of a sudden doesn't know how to pack a lunch bag? And I cried, I literally cried, being at the Kaaba, like crying all the time, and just asking Allah to guide Majdi and protect our kids and keep the bond at all times and stuff, as well as let Majdi reach his milestones, because we also want that for both our kids to be able to excel in every opportunity that they get. Even before falling pregnant, going to hospital, seeing other parents, other moms and couples that are also trying to have kids and things, their journeys, and we don't see it in the outside world because everybody else is having kids, and so we went through that test already. And going on Hajj was just a different experience and a different thing altogether. And when we came back, it was our intention and our niyyah to always mabroor our Hajj, because a lot of people greet you and they say you mabroor your Hajj, and you don't, it doesn't sink in. But once you've been, and once you, like, really, when people come and ziyarat you before you go and greet you and speak to you and stuff, you don't realize what the Hajj is about until you've actually been through it and experienced it for yourself. That 5 days of Hajj completely just is a different experience altogether. And many times people will speak, yes, you're young and stuff, but the biggest test is now coming back from Hajj, obviously trying to mabrur your Hajj as much as you can, and with raising kids and still working, and so it is a huge difference in your life. My biggest aim now, especially like during lockdown, was to try and find an Islamic institution that Majdi can excel in. We haven't actually found a Muslim school for him. We want him to be in an environment where he has both. We don't have that Islamic environment for special needs kids that is recognized academically by the WECD, that we can obviously have our kids in. A few Muslim moms, special need moms, were talking about, we don't have that facility. We had 2 drivers for Majdi also in the times that he was at school, and the drivers also were a huge impact on his life, because you obviously, your routine is so that you obviously now you have your child in a schooling environment, but then you also have to get your child from point A to B. And I remember this driver before I started doing his driving. Honestly, he running out now during this COVID period also and stuff, and he was a huge inspiration on my son's life as well in terms of Islamic base. So he gets in the van and he maybe has a recording that Majdi likes, or a surah that Majdi likes, and the two of them could communicate with each other. And up until now, today, when we drive past the road, and he always calls Uncle Anwar because he knows, and it's difficult to explain to a child that, yeah, like now, if you listen to him watching Irtigra and Halima's gone to Allah, and we tell him Uncle Anwar's gone to Allah, it's like, yes, he's gonna repeat it, but I don't think he realizes or he knows. So Anwar played a huge role in his life as well. There's times that you can't anymore, and you're like just thinking, no, I'm gonna give up now. But there's also times that you look at them and then you realize you can't. How can you give up? Because Allah has given you that hidayah, that blessing, that, and it's a decree of Allah that He is the way He is. I mean, we all have challenges. There's a lot of things that I can't do as an adult, but the eagerness and the willingness to learn also about Majdi's condition, to inspire and to be inspired by a lot of other moms as well, going through the same, not being able to have any kids, to having a special needs child. There's a lot of people going through a lot of things. The ultimate, it comes down to dua and Allah, and everything, every step that we take. We don't realize what tawakkul really means, because up until now, I can still stress about a lot of things. I'm always stressing on Ahmad's head, this is not right and that is not right, we need this, we need to do that. But in the morning we get up and we're able to breathe, we have all 4 our limbs, we're able to, so we have to say shukr. Mufieda, he's called Mufieda. probably is not saying. We go through that phase also where we realize it's not mommy anymore because mom doesn't answer, mommy doesn't answer. Oh, let's just call her Mufieda. I don't think I would be able to get through all of this without Ahmed. He's my pillar of strength. Completely. I don't know. He's my punching bag. I can complain to him all the time. He just looks at me like, okay. So I complain here. More than I say. I remember going on Umrah for the first time with him. He said, I'm not taking you anymore with me. You complain too much. The 4 weeks was the first time we were away. So he's really been my pillar of strength. He still irritates me. But Ahmed was when he's with his friends and he lights up, like really. Then I always like telling him, yo, what did I do? He's like, I'm not gonna hear you complain now again. We don't shout at each other, we don't scream at each other. But he still comes home, he's still able to pick up the broom for me and still stir the pot for me and wash the dishes for me. So yeah, love him to death. And put the children to sleep while I stitch. So alhamdulillah. So I must say shukran to my mommy. She's really been there for me. And Ahmed's siblings as well. I look at them, Sawa, she was there for me. Always, she's always, if I can just pick up the phone and she will say, no, why don't you bring them down? My dad, I just know, you would have been there for, I mean, he's got 9 grandsons, of which he only actually saw one before him and and I always say to Ahmad, my daddy would have been there for me. He would have been driving up and down, teaching the kids from school. So I really miss him. And a lot of days my mom always told me, what was I telling you? It's not bad. And I always think, yo, that would have been so nice to be able to see them. So I must say shukran to them. To them, I don't know how I would be able to do or manage. Yes, they are far from me and I don't see them. Everybody's got their own dramas and issues in their lives. But I'm able to still pick up the phone and, if I'm having a bad day, I'm like, Tohida, what do you think? Tohida's like, how can you ask me? What do I know about this stuff? Just from seeing your, there's a lot like this on your social media pages and stuff, and just the projects that you guys are busy doing. I look at your statuses in terms of your dad and the inspiration, and just laughing, like, and he reminds me of my dad being a Bilal, and just being that person that whatever comes out of their mouth, we have to laugh about it. It's just like very amazing. And just the projects that you're doing in terms of feeding and stuff, it's really amazing in the community, and how everybody looks up to having a meal on their tables in the evenings and stuff, and the kids, the smiles on the kids' faces, that sunnah of just creating that smile on a child's face. And me starting my own little DIY project, and your mom contributing and helping with the donation just of buttons. It's just showed, like, I've asked for donations, but I mean there wasn't any until Fatima Halant, as well as your mom gave me a huge amount of buttons, that assisting in where they can. So really, it's beautiful to see how the community pulls together.
إليه مريب.
قال
قالت رسلهم في الله شك فاتر السماوات والأرض يدعوكم ليغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ويؤخركم إلى أجل مسمى. قالوا إن أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا تريدون أن تصدونا عما كان يعبد آباءنا فأتونا بسلطان مبين. قالت لهم رسلهم إن تخنوا إلا بشر مثلكم ولكن الله يمن على من يشاء من عباده وما كان لنا أن تأتيكم